Come on, March 24th. Come on, 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 come on. Trixie knows. In just a few weeks, your mother will finally graduate her college degree and finally get a bachelor's. This is so exciting. Oh, yeah, Mom will graduate college. Woo, I'm excited. But more importantly, oh, come on, Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers. Oh, this is so cool. I can't wait for it. Right. Trixie forgets you have your priorities straight. Pretty much, yeah. Well, don't we have a fanfic series to do? Oh, yeah. As promised, here's a new series for you. The Sunday slot will now be occupied by Power Rangers Guardians of Gaia. So without further ado, here is episode 9 for your mutual enjoyment. Power Rangers Guardians of Gaia by J.A. Phillips. Chapter 9, Night of the Wind. Patrick took in a deep breath, standing in the middle of the woods in a green gi and a blindfold. He clutched his Gaia saber in both hands, holding it in front of his face. Finally, after a few moments, he nodded, letting Nikki, Madeline, Dirk know how to unleash his new training opponents. 7 practice dummies, all made to look like ink blots, equipped with seed blasters, built by Layla to track his movements and try to get a clear shot on him. As soon as the dummies were dropped from the positions in trees, Patrick went to work, using sound coming from them and their blasters to locate and slash them down, all the while blocking seeds before they could make contact. It was over so quickly that Nikki nearly forgot to hit the stopwatch. This out of pure shock of how easily all the dummies were not only defeated, but were now going to require serious stitching back up. Now, you see, Megaforce, this is how you do a training sequence. And still keep everybody in character. And still have character interactions. 13.6 seconds, Nikki declared as Patrick removed his blindfold. That's amazing! Yeah, I guess 6 seconds is one thing, though. But real moving blocks with percentage, that's Patrick admitted. Ugh, do you have to push yourself this hard? Madeline asked. Seriously? One of these days you're going to hurt yourself pretty bad. Well, I guess it'd be a nice change of pace if you're the one who told me so for once. Patrick teased, now sticking out her tongue out. Maybe you should ask Layla to build robots, Dirk joked. They'd be better training buddies. Did I hear someone ask me to build robots? The group of hear a familiar voice said, turning to face Layla as he walked towards the group. 'Cause I might need to start giving hugs for that. Sis! Malin cried happily, grabbing Layla a big hug. Oh, I missed you! I was only gone for 2 days. Layla replied, giggling. We've been apart longer than that. I know, but I was worried about you, Malin said, breaking away. Your injuries, being out in the wilderness? Not being able to spy on me and my new girlfriend? Layla suggested, cocking an eyebrow. How are you feeling later? Patrick asked, cutting Madeline off from retorting. Already been to Jawar, and he gave me a king bill of health. Layla answered, doing a small twirl to demonstrate. I can resume ranger duties whenever you need me. Good to hear, Nikki nodded. The regular packs and run-of-the-mill blasts were bad enough. Now with Venom Blast backing him up, things should just be getting worse up there. Dirk nodded, crossing his arms. If you ask me, I got a sneaky suspicion that this is just the tip of the iceberg. Walker groaned, clutching onto his staff and trying to concentrate on the task of hand. He had been at us all day. Now he's finally managed to get a vapor left over from a squad of a dozen or so Venom Blast to enter the stone figurine, held by the last remaining one, currently residing in his and Darkia's chamber. He couldn't figure out why this was such a problem. His best guess was that how much more power he was trying to take apart and reassemble all at once. Thankfully, Darkia wasn't trying to interrupt the process. At least, not anymore. A swearing shot from his staff after the 13th time or so finally got in her head not to. Finally, much to his immense satisfaction, the dark vapor finally finished the funneling process, filling the lightless figurine. Then rose up from the Venom Blast's claws and melted into his face, causing its body to glow and pulse around a bit, until a whole new body burst out the black fog. Walker grinned, taking a sigh of relief. Behold, sister, The first of our newer, stronger lightless. Walker proclaimed, I give you the ogre lightless. However, as the two watched the fog dissipate, there was no ogre standing before them. Instead, there was a large, wicked-looking skeleton with black bones and eggplant-colored lines across its body that resembled veins. It wore dull gray armor shoulder pads and a matching helmet, plus a long sword in his right hand. Despite the lack of any vocal cords, or any internal organs or muscles for that matter, it growled as it felt itself come to life. So, Walker, you seem to have managed to summon Rio Revolto. Nice job. Maybe you summoned Gasa's skull. Did you melt his skin? Darkia asked, looking ready to throw up. Clearly, the corrosive nature of the ebony venom knows no bounds, Walker replied, his eye twitching at the sight of the new monstrosity. On the contrary, the new lightless hissed, testing its fingers and toes. I feel somewhat liberated without that hard, fleshy form. You may refer to me as skeleton lightness from now on. Of course, Walker said quickly. Clearly you have considerably more power flowing through your form now than you did before. Not to mention, my sword has grown sharper, deadlier. The skeleton lightless commented, giving his long sword a small twirl. It hungers for combat. Walker smirked. If you look to test your metal, or your metal as it were, I know the best way to do so. Destroy their Power Rangers, and then claim their Gaia sabers as trophies. Patrick sighed, wiping the sweat from his forehead as he entered the small chamber of the main library. He had been training most of the day, only now ending just an hour before sundown, and probably had the scent to prove it. He would start Madeline with pointing out the first chance he got. As much as he hated to admit it, he knew she had a point. Still, he couldn't help but shake the feeling that he hadn't trained enough. It was as if he knew that his resume was lacking something important, but he couldn't quite place a finger on what it was. Something troubling you, Patrick? Jawra asked, looking up for the viewing globe. Patrick wanted to groan, once again having been read like a book by the old wizard, but suppressed it. I don't know, just... You ever feel like you could be doing something better than you are, but you don't know how? Jawra let us each side, looking away for a moment. Unfortunately, but then I suppose many of us do, especially in times like these. How did you get over it? Pat inquired. I'm afraid I haven't quite discovered the answer for that myself just yet. Jawra answered, arousing some curiosity from the redhead. However, I believe all that any of us can do is the best we can for the moment, and hope that, when the time comes, a solution will present itself. Patrick tilted his head, confused. Before he could ask further, the alarm went off. Jawra immediately turned to the viewing globe for the source of the alert as the other rangers came running in. Soon enough, the globes zoomed in on a location surprisingly in the middle of nowhere. No villages could be seen for miles. There's an open field near a cliffside, which was now set ablaze, leaving layers of the tall grass build out, I'm right here. Zooming further, Jawra located a large skeleton monster staring up at the sky. Is that lightless calling us out for a fight? Mela demanded. I've never seen lightless before, Jawra stated, stroking his beard. Hold on, look at his body, Lila pointed out, the viewing globe zooming in on the skeleton lightless's bones for a moment and revealed the eggplant lines. It's the same as the venom blots. Hate to told you so, Dirk said. Well, there's no way we can just accept this, right? It's obviously a trap. The others nodded in agreement. However, as if answering them, the skeleton lightless drew his long sword and pointed to the southeast. Zoom out. The group watched as a sea of at least 1,000 of all different peace-loving races revealed themselves a few miles of the race of the monster was indicating. The proclamation was clear. Come and fight, or the city would be the next thing to burn. Nikki clenched her chin hard. Wait! Let's do this! The skeleton lightless waited patiently, the flames a few feet behind him warming his bones. He could feel his sword hunger for battle. Walker's tales of the Rangers only caused it to grow hungrier and hungrier. Yes, this would be a feast to remember. Fortunately, the skeleton's lightless didn't have to wait long, as the 5 humans suddenly teleported a couple yards ahead of him. If he still had lips, he'd be grinning from ear to ear. If he still had ears, that is. He rested his long sword on his shoulder, taking a single step forward. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It's not Gasa Skull. It's that guy from Samurai that was played by Cole that I can't remember. Your reputation precedes you, he called. As I suspected you came, all to protect the city. Like we let you burn down a city of innocent people, Nikki yelled. I'm afraid I may have lied to get you here. Skeleton Lightless admitted. I have no interest in those people. That's Walker's issue, not mine. I'm beyond trivial issues of the living. Then what do you want? Patrick demanded. Again, the Skeleton's Lightless felt the urge to smirk, lifting his sword off his shoulder. While my need for combat and destruction was burdened away with my transformation, my sword now possesses all of it. It hungers for battle, craves to feel itself clash against the weapons of my opponents. From what I've been told, you 5 are the strongest opponents a monster like myself could find. We're not going to fight you just for the sake of it, Patrick exclaimed, baffled. There's no point to that. Lightless growled in the back of his non-existent throat, gripping the hilt of his longsword tightly as the blade heated up. You will fight, or you will be destroyed. Without further warning, the monster swung his sword, sending out a massive column of flames at the group. Seeing it coming, Nicky yelled out, It's moving time! Leaning to load their crystals to their crystal blast, morphs with fire at the column. The 2 blasts collided, sending energy their shots back at the team and morphing them, but his flame still managed to rip through, knocking them back at explosive raw power. Man, this guy packs a serious wallop. So what kind of wallop we pack then? Nodded Sexton. The rest of the team nodded. Patrick and Madeline twisting out side arms with Dirk and Layla, leaving the farmer with the twin blades and the latter with twin blasters. The 5 rangers raced forward, Skeleton Lightless charging back at him. Nicky, Patrick, and Madeline immediately met them with 5 swords to his 1, only to be set aside. However, Nicky then drew the blaster and opened fire with Dirk and Layla, Skeleton Lightless practically blocking their blasts. Never bring a blaster to a sword fight! The monster roared, defending their blasts in such a manner that the Rangers' blasters were not from their hands. That's how you want it, Patrick yelled, flipping through the air, clashing swords with the Lightless. The Green Ranger went on a pensive offensive, using a number of tricky thrusts and swings to push the monster back, who was remaining in on the defensive. I see you're the finesse of the team, Skeleton Lightless observed as he parried Patrick's blows, the 2 getting close to the cliffside. Like you want to believe, Patrick replied, leaping up and spinning his blades like a twister, only to have each slash brought with ease. I'm sure you have a number of tricks, don't you? The monster went on, getting closer to the edge. Still, if I may give some advice. What's that? Ah! Patrick yelped. Skeleton Lightless blocking his attempt at his cross slash, and then bashing the flat of his longsword against the Green Ranger's helmet. He then slashed one of his Gaia sabers out of his left hand, followed that up with an uppercut that knocked Patrick back and sent his helmet flying out. Your finesse only tires you out, Skeleton Lightless taunted, resting his sword on his shoulder. All those pointless flips and neats, they may be good against the weaker opponents, but to someone like me, you leave yourself open to death! With that, the monster swung his sword and swung it straight down at Patrick, who rolled it out of the way, causing the blade to cleave the ground. Thinking this was his chance, Patrick kicked up and leaped at the Skeleton Lightless, only for him to rip the sword out of the earth and slash Patrick hard, sending him sailing over the edge of the cliff. Patrick! Nicky screamed as the Rangers raced towards the monster. The group slashed and blasted at him hard, causing him to parry and dodge to the side. Nicky came to a halt at the edge, looking over the cliffside for some sign of the Green Ranger. All she saw, though, was the quarry below, dust coming off of it as some rocks had fallen into it. There wasn't a trace of green to be seen anywhere. Torwar, have you got to him? Dirk yelled over the communicator. No, Torwar replied frantically. I'm sussy, but I can't seem to find where he's gone. Looks like he may have tried to stop at his descent by digging into the rocks, but... No, Layla moaned, falling to her knees. Even our suits can't hold up to... Stark started to say, finding himself unable to finish his sentence, no matter how true they all knew it was. No! Malin yelled, feeling tears form her eyes. You can't be gone. The skeleton lightless chuckled, picking up the fallen Gaia saber with the hippogriff emblem engraved on it. Well, it seems that this one down. Still, that fool was the best you could produce. Malin gripped her Gaia sabers hard, facing the monster angry as the other soon follows suit. That jerk was my best friend, and you killed him! The four rangers immediately charged the monster, weapons drawn, with ferocity they weren't aware they had. The skeleton lightless raised his long sword, swinging at the rangers' combined attack. The resulting shockwave was enough to cleave a piece of the cliff clean off, sending it tumbling into the cold stone quarry below. The quarry, the most visited site in any Power Rangers series, even fanfiction based. Patrick winced, resting against the stone wall behind him. He just barely managed to hook his remaining Gaia saber to the rocky side of the cliff, slowing his descent enough that he was able to spot the cliff opening. Thankfully, he was able to tug a roll into the cave before a rather large slab of stone accidentally cut free could crush him. But he was in bad state. His whole body ached. He lost his helmet and his primary Gaia saber. His communicator was busted from the rather hazardous landing. Come on, Patrick, he thought, trying to get back to his feet. You've got to get up. The friend needs our help. He wondered aloud. To get back to the fight, the voice in his head insisted. Your friends need your help. How could I stop that monster, though? Patrick asked, his knees wobbling as he got to his feet. He's way too good for a swordsman to take down. My best moves couldn't put the scratch on him. So don't use them! He argued with himself as he used his remaining Gaia saber to hold him up. Then what does that leave me? Pat yelled, just before I get down the cliff, practically tearing himself apart above and go through the cave. The shaking caused him to fall over with a groan, making him almost want to stay there. However, he looked back to his Gaia saber. He could hear the wind suddenly blowing into the cave, his howl echoing out the walls. When the time comes, he heard Jawa's voice echo in the back of his head, a solution will present itself. Your finesse only tires you out, Skeleton Lice's voice tightened. Tire me out? Patrick muttered, grabbing a hold of his blade. If you think this is me tired out, you don't know the first thing about me! Eat sabers! Nikki yelled, drawing a twin blades and knocking up hard with the skeleton's lightless sword. Quake axe! Dirk roared, swinging it for the skeleton lightless's head with his axe, only for the monster to throw his feet out from under himself, sending the red and orange rangers as weapons clanging against each other, swiping them both aside. Lightning daggers! Malin screamed, leaping at the skeleton lightless and stabbing her daggers at his torso, only for them both to be knocked out of her hands and herself to be stumbling across the ground. Fled? Monster! Layla shouted, before firing a tidal wave blast. However, the skeleton lightless swung his longsword hard, producing a column of flames that countered the wiry blast in midair, canceling each other out. You think you could beat me? The skeleton lightless demanded. The little green weakling put up a far better fight than all four of you, and he couldn't. Storm Lance! Malin called before the monster could go any further, reaching up and stabbing his ribcage with a long green lance. The lightning roars roared in pain, dropping his long sword back as purple mist poured out of his side. Despite this, though, he still managed to grab hold of the lance, pull it out, and then haul the Violet Ranger off the ground with it. Just for that, you go next, the monster threatened, holding up Pactress's Gaia saber. Sis! Lila screamed, unable to take her shot with her sister held up in front of the skeleton. No! Nikki cried, getting back to her feet. Just as the skeleton lightless was about to bring the blade down, though, a gust of wind blew pallets to pass through the cliff. A loud cry could be heard as a lone figure landed up into the air. The monster looked up just in time to see Patrick, battered and bruised, come falling down with a slash across the skeleton's arms, disarming him with the Green Ranger's weapons and pushing him back off. Patrick! The others all cried happily. We're not done yet, Patrick spat. Pick up your sword and let's finish this. How do you know that you got a good Ranger series going on? I know this team's gonna be okay, but I was really into that last scene. I was actually worried for Madeline. The skeleton lightless growled, picking up his long sword. So eager to be destroyed. Cradling Lila's Gaia saber for his own, Patrick quickly inserted his crystal, causing the blade to glow green. So eager to save my friends is what I am. The two swung at each other, clashing swords hard and tearing out the ground beneath them. Patrick continued to lay down slashes on the skeleton lightless sword. With each one, the wind started to howl and howls where the monster once had ears. Where did this power come from? The skeleton lightless demanded. The answer is blowing into the wind, Mr. Scoundhead! Patrick answered. His body began to glow with an emerald shimmer. This can't be! The skeleton lightless insisted, seeing his longsword start to show scrapes and cuts along itself. You should be able to lift your sword at this point! I've got limitless energy! Patrick countered, winking his sword as it shined with emerald light. I will go together to win. Gaia Ranger! Flinging the sword down once more, Patrick actually managed to cleave the long sword in half, as well as slash the skeleton lightless hard. The monster stumbled backwards as sparks flew from the green line, running atop his skull and down the center of his body. Patrick turned away from the lightless. Seeking his blaze, the skeleton fell backwards in a giant explosion. Relieved it was over, Patrick fell to his knees, panting in. Constant wind. Uraka. Yeah! Patrick! Nicky called. Enos running out to get to his feet. Are you alright? Dude, you scared the heck out of me back there.
Well, yeah. I totally knew you were just fine,
Madeline lied, clearly trying to keep the ice from breaking.
But don't ever do that again to me, baka.
I don't think that would be a problem. Patrick muttered with a chuckle as Layla paid assumed his fallen helmet. Let's get the heck out of here. Rangers! The reporter voice roared. Looking to a few yards to the right, they saw Walker standing there shaking his staff. You think this is over?
Okay, I've had enough of this guy, Layla yelled, pressing a thumb to her buckle. Bronzuka!
Gaia! Blaster! The heirs called, assembling the rest of their weapons as Layla loaded the Bronzuka with a focus crystal, as well as her own. She and Nikki took aim at the Shadow Master, with the team's two massive blasters aimed before him. Fire! The two blasters let loose their shots. The Gaia blaster firing 5 elemental beams while the Bronzuka lost an water elemental blast in the form of a Leviathan Zord. However, just as the blasters were about to make contact with Walker, they passed right through him, blowing a chunk out of the ground behind the Shadow Master. The heck? Dirk cursed as his team loaded their weapons. How did he do that?
It's not really him,
Layla observed as the Walker's image became transparent.
It's some kind of illusion or hologram.
Come on, hiding, you coward! Nikki demanded. Oh, trust me, when the time is right, we'll have ourselves a nice little party. As a Walker asserted the Red Ranger. Until then, here's a nice little preview of what's to come. Dark Staff of Wyvern, make my lightless grow! Raising his staff, the transparent illusion of Walker vanished. Following this, a large column of black flames poured from the sky, darting the black and purple smog that once was a skeleton lightless into it. After a few moments, the monster was reformed, now a giant that stood in the quarry at the bottom of the cliff. He raised his fist and slided hard down to the ground near the Rangers as they rolled out of the way. Let's finish this guy off! Patrick yelled, putting his helmet back on and lifting his saber to the sky. They need Gaia sword power now! The young Rangers drew their Gaia sabers, exerting their crystals, holding them up as a rainbow of colors flew off from their tips. Within a few seconds, the 5 main Gaia swords came racing to the field of battle. The team leaped up into the Zords, teleporting directly into their cockpits, inserting their weapons into their slots. Consuming Zord, power up! Nikki yelled, inserting her crystal into her blaster.
Turtle Sword, power up!
Layla crawled, opening her blaster to place the aquamarine crystal inside. The two Rangers closed the blasters and pulled the triggers, sending twin flashes of light to summon the auxiliary swords to join the other 5. Right now, We Need a Hero is playing so loud in my head, it's not even funny.
Go ahead and try your best, Rangers. Skeleton Lightless taunted. I'll swat you all for breaking my sword.
Not this time you won't, Patrick shouted, swooping in with the Hippogriff sword, stomping the hose on his hind legs into the monster's shoulder pads before clawing him to the base of his front legs. Time to get bulldozed! Dork roared, slamming the behemoth's sword's horns into the skeleton Lightless as he tried to swat the Hippogriff sword away, causing him to get knocked to the ground. Monster quickly rolled back to his feet, but found himself getting slapped into the face by the turtle sword's shell, making him stumble to the side of the cliff, where the Leviathan sword froze his arms and legs into place. Fire! Nicky Mellon yelled. Phoenix, Thunder, and Kitsune swords, releasing blasts of fire and lightning onto the monster.
Enough!
The skeleton Lightless shouted, breaking free of the ice retrains before opening his jaws wide. A giant column of dark flame shot out from his skull as the Gaia swords rushed him, enveloping them all. However, it doesn't look like they were all burnt to cinders. The Zoro sword came spinning in, surrounded by a whirlpool filled with both water and ice. It moved straight through the flames and slammed into the monster, carrying up out of the quarry and crashing into the burnt fields, where the Gaia Megazord was waiting. You know, considering that this chapter was all about Patrick, normal Ranger confesses state that he should have gotten an Ox Sword by now. Gaia Megazord, Kitsune Bow! Rangers called his Kitsune Sword forward to the longbow. It was grabbed by the Megazord's left hand, the right hand producing a white-hot arrow of fire. Final flare! The Megazord released the arrow, sending it sailing straight through the skeleton Lightless as he got back to his feet. Without one final groan before he fell backward again, his body exploded into a mist that briefly formed the shape of a skull before evaporating into the sky. Tells you it was got a skull. Patrick groaned, sitting back in his seat. Okay, Madeline. You could say you told me so. Madeline opened her mouth, about to say it, but shrugged.
Meh. I'll wait till next some other time.
Patrick rolled his eyes. Whatever. Let's go home. Darky sighed, sitting in her chair with her chin resting on her fist.
Well, that didn't go so well.
Walker growled, pacing back and forth. Clearly. Attempts at reproducing the accident that created Spantis have less than stellar results.
Gosh! You don't say!
Darky asked sarcastically.
And hey, where the heck is Spantis anyway?
Out finding your new sword, Walker replied. Darky's face brightened slightly.
For realsies? Awesome! But where exactly?
Legend tells of a sword of great and terrible power, wielded by the Guardian of Darkness during the Old Wars. Walker explained, it was left behind in one of the darkest regions of Gaia, waiting for the day that its chosen wielder would return. But its day never came.
So there's an all-powerful sword of darkness just lying around somewhere?
Darky inquired.
Why didn't we ever go looking for it?
Walker narrowed his eyes. Because I didn't want to get his attention by poking around in some kind of backyard. A lone monster wandering around the dark zones is far less conspicuous than two shadow manters. Darky had grown, rolling her eyes.
Whatever. Just as so long as I get my sword in.
Suddenly, the main door leading to the chamber flung open. Spantis stumbling in and shutting behind him. Master, Walker, sword, gone. Gone? What do you mean it's gone? Walker demanded. Sword gone, Spantis repeated. Holding ground, but sword gone. But the only other ones who can enter that region are blots, and they can't. Walker said before realization hit him. No. Spantis, I need you to go out again. Find another sword? Spantis guessed. No! Walker yelled. No. I need you to find as many of the blots that you turn to venom blots for me, and bring them to Everbright, the forest I showed you. Spantis nodded. Everbright Forest!
I thought you said we were waiting to attack the ancient library.
Darkia asked. Walker shook his head, looking gravely into his sister's eyes. We can't afford to now. Someone's pulled the sword free. There's only a handful of individuals capable of that. But it wasn't any of us. We know it was him or the Rangers. I only lose one other person. Darkia scowled, getting the idea.
The last one's making their move. Meaning we need the Annihilator Rangers now, before they have the chance to potentially join forces. Oh, heck yeah, 6 Ranger time! Walker, don't you know age-old Ranger rule? When the 6th Ranger shows up, their first few appearances usually have them being the most invincible, most powerful Ranger on the planet. Then, after they join the team, they lose the invincibility, the superpower, the strength, the overall badness, and they become a member of the Rangers. Always happens. Have every blood under our sway prepared to march on Everbright, while the two of us ready a pair of monsters to help lead the charge. We march as soon as everything is set into place. Zara smiles as the team exited their bedroom, looking well rested. Good morning. Everyone feeling better? What? Patrick replied, rubbing his neck. I still don't know how I was able to tap into that powder yesterday, or even where it all came from. Yeah, that was some crazy strength you were showing off, Dirk commented. Your powers are derived from the crystals. They, in turn, gain their power from the raw natural elements of Gaia. Up until now, you've only been getting a small taste of the kind of power you could pull from the crystals. Last night, you managed to tap into a far greater portion of it.
You saying we can all do that? Layla asked, getting a nod. Wow, never thought we still had so much left in the tank that we weren't even close to touching.
The group nodded. From that point, Jarwar drifted out of the conversation. It was true. They all had far more power than he had been accessing up until now. Some more so than others. Super modes! Super modes! The old wizard put his hand in his pocket. Taking hold of the crystalline sides began to heat up in the palm of his hand. Jarwar? Jarwar blinked, looking ahead at Nikki. What? You alright? Nikki asked. You seem distracted. Jarwar sighed, clutching the crystal lightly. Rangers, there's something you should know about. Suddenly, before Jarwar could go on, the alarm went out. Torches around the main team were burning brighter than any of them had ever seen. The group all assembled before the viewing globe as it zoomed in on the location under the attack, revealing...
Wait, isn't that Everbright? Melon asked. The forest outside the ancient library?
Almost in response, the globe zoomed out to show an army of hundreds, perhaps hundreds of bloods forming on the edge of the forest. Along with them were small groups of venom bloods. Two Lightness, Spantus, Darkia, and a partridge in a pear tree. And at the head of them all, Walker! No one asked any further questions, knowing exactly what was happening and what was about to go down. They know we're here! Nikki stated. No, Dirk gasped. The doppelganger Lightless. It must have told them where we were to find us. But why wait until now? The venom bloods. Jarwar surmised, even with the numbers they have at their disposal, overtaking the light barrier with all of us here to defend it is near impossible. So, Walker found a way to bolster the strength of their forces.
Enough to take us all down?
Melon asked, just as Walker gave the order for the bloods to begin swarming the forest, and directly for the location of the ancient library. We're about to head and find out, Nikki muttered gravely, drawing her crystal blast morpher. Guys, prepare for war. To the honest, to the deceiver, to the martyr, to the victim, this is war. Expect a two-parter tomorrow, boys. Until then, I wanted to address some things about this particular review. First off, let's get the usual out of the way. Yada yada yada, characterization is great. See, one of the things that a lot of bad Sentai and bad Ranger episode series seem to want to not do is give the Rangers at least a little time to show off to themselves while still giving the Rangers a chance to shine despite them not having a character episode. A good Sentai series will be able to give us a character episode and character development for not just the character focus, like St. Patrick here, but for some of the other teams. Like, for instance, here, we see how passionate Madeline is about her friends to the point where even killing them, or even the thought of one of them dying, is enough to set her off. Also, this was a great way to develop, say, Patrick's character, giving us more insight of how stern he is into fighting and how much he wants to be struggling, and how much he wants to prove himself to be the best, and how much he's not willing to let a little thing like being broken or beaten down. See, this is why I never get when a person tries to tell me, oh, this episode is filler. No. It's only filler if nothing happens. Some people might look at this episode and say, oh, well, it was just filler after all. I mean, all that happened was that, oh, Patrick fought a monster. No. You're missing out on the biggest parts. It's not just Patrick fought a monster. It's that Patrick gets a huge boost of self-confidence. It's that we see that Patrick has a load of determination. That he is the type of guy that if the chips were down, he'd be the one rallying the troops and getting everybody back up. He's the guy with the unbreakable spirit. He's the guy that talks to himself and boosts his own self-confidence up. That is what happened. We see that Madeline has more of a strength of heart for her friends, to the point where she will lose her temper. So you see, it's not just the monster fight. It's so much more. A second thing I want to address is that I just realized one of the things I like about this is that it's making me think of Witch. You know, in Witch, I don't know how many of you guys actually watch it. To my new viewers, I'm a huge fan of this show. In there, they had times where the Witch team would explore an area and they would face off against an MLTW, and that would help explore their characters for that day. That's what I felt like this was bringing to the table. Well, next week, the 6th Ranger approaches. I know what you're thinking. How do I know that? Well, this thing was basically foreshadowing this so hard! I have this strange feeling we're about to get a 6th Ranger going on. I've got money on it. Oh, and special message to Mike, and even if you cut out all my commentary, yeah, this would have been about 30 minutes. So, you can have character development and follow your rules. Near.